So hello mga kapanga, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Hey Adam G. So how are you all doing? Well, as for me, nakapahinga na ng konti. And yeah, nakapagpahinga na talaga quite a bit after an eventful weekend that I just had, having both covered Miss Universe Thailand and Miss Grand Philippines finals night the day after. Well, I can't believe I was able to pull this off considering the distance between these two countries, but I still made it. So it is in this reason that I would like to take this opportunity to thank both Sash Factor, my pageant site, and Boss na what, it's a Grisil in facilitating my media pass for Miss Universe Thailand. As you can see, I really had a great time covering the pageant through the many exclusives that I showed for all your heart's content. And I'm grateful that Boss Nawat still allowed me to interview him given how busy he was all throughout his shows. And para na rin magkaroon rin kayo ng idea how his finals night would eventually unfold, diba? So, I really enjoyed watching the whole show in MGI Hall, and you all saw that for yourselves, how electrifying or how electrified that I was there seeing everything on the ground. So, kung nakita nyo naman, di ba, the venue only had like less than 2,000 seating capacity by my estimate. But my gosh, ang ganda talaga ng LED background nila for the finals and prelims, which I liken to the shape of a crown. And the way they do their camera work was really impressive. Nadadaan talaga nila sa camera work and angles nila. Tapos yung venue parang isang malaking SMX convention lang sa MOA. So it makes the whole thing look so huge on TV. Actually, I liken the MGI Hall to our very own SMX Convention Center at SM Mall of Asia. Like probably 3 function rooms of SMX combined at the second story of the building with a separate huge hall to accommodate all media pressers and fans as they waited for the auditorium to open 1.5 hours before the show started. So, ito pala ang MGI Hall and I'm so happy na na-explore ko siya ng buo this time around. So, as you can see, I really had a great night at mas lalo pa ako sumaya when Vina Pravinor was eventually declared the winner at the end of the show. And alam niyo naman how much I love Vina, di ba? Grabe. Mas teary-eyed pa ako sa reaction ko sa upuan ko than the reaction of Vina herself when she got crowned. I'm so teary-eyed for her ultimate redemption, which she waited for 4 freaking years. And I'm so happy that I got to see it in the flesh. This piece of Thai history of seeing a Thai woman of Indian descent winning her ultimate dream crown. And even though I have to admit, it did cross my mind that Prewonich could take the title from her just in account of how strong the latter was both in swimsuit and evening gown. But Vina finally sealed the deal when she closed the show with a big bang with her strong Q&A towards the end. And along the way, there were so many things I observed and learned for myself when watching the whole show there in MGI Hall. So here are some lessons that I learned from watching the MUT 2025 finals night last weekend. So first lesson, production. I noticed that the production of Nawat shapes perception. With Boss Nawat at the helm, Miss Universe Thailand 2025 looks so glossy, diba? And seamless from the camera work to the lighting because every candidate was flattered on stage. And for once, production bias was nowhere to be found. And for its first outing, it was an impressive and fair showcase. Boss Nawat really outdid himself this time around, and I was no longer surprised given how he reiterated to me that it is really very crucial for him that he gives an amazing production yet again, and we should be able to feel it right away after the first few seconds of the opening segment. And he actually succeeded. The show opened with an orchestra playing the MUT theme song, and it really gave me goosebumps right away, just at how it gave me some sort of a concert level experience, diba? Kayo ba ganun din ba yung nararamdaman nyo? So I'm really amazed at how they have always been never lacking in budget when it comes to production values, as everything just screams perfection, right? And now we go to my second lesson, which is comeback stories still work in the new era of Miss Universe Thailand. When Boss Nawat announced that it would be ushering in a new era of Miss Universe Thailand under his watch early this year, I think it was last March, we were surely thinking more about the innovation of its production values. But we were in the fence at the same time as to how he would choose his inaugural winner. Because will it be the same way how he chooses his MGI winners all year in and out, or will he be imposing a different criteria for MUT? Well, for me, it's still, upon observation, it's still how he chooses his MGI winner with a willingness to be more open-minded in accommodating comebacking queens and returnees for his pageant. And if you notice, comeback stories still work in Nawat's MUT. And in an era where crossovers and repeaters often dominate, we sometimes wonder if fresh faces should take precedence. Yet, time and again, diba, veterans prove their worth by fighting harder, showing resilience, and carrying narratives that resonate. So, Venus' journey here really shows of persistence, added both depth and relatability to her candidacy, reminding us why comeback arcs will always have a place. And now let's go to my third lesson, which is, kung napansin nyo, energy over perfection. I'll explain about this. So kung napansin nyo, many of the top 5 finalists weren't the most technically flawless, yet their charisma and enthusiasm electrified the stage. Because just look at the case of Vina here. Aminin nyo, she wasn't the best in terms of technicality when it comes to her swimsuit walk, but she was glowing all throughout the show. Vina radiated energy and had the entire crowd with her from start to finish. Her body looked incredible, and though she stumbled briefly in the middle, she still recovered gracefully and closed with a commanding final pose. A great display of resilience in under pressure talaga, diba? And same thing that I can say with Prawanich, on the other hand, dominated the swimsuit competition as expected. She came alive in this segment and delivered a real show. So other standouts for me here were, because of their presence in Pasarela, were Phuket, Nakhon Pathom, Miss Songkla, and Samut Songkram. Hence, Miss Universe Thailand 2025 proved that judges and audience alike respond more to aura and presence than textbook technique. A refreshing shift in criteria talaga. And speaking of Phuket and Vina, nakalimutan kong banggitin si Amandine. You know, for me, Amandine Grasset brought a different kind of glow also during the show. Very refined, fresh, and sophisticated. Her light tan paired with long luscious curls and natural makeup highlighted her statuesque frame. She really exuded that quiet luxury aura, and with this transformation, she could very well deliver talaga a surprise win. Kaya lang talagang malakas talaga si Vina. But having said this, allow me to share you also my thoughts about some parts of the competition. The lighting and dark background were great. Kung napansin nyo, very flattering and ensured the focus stayed on the girls. The music was fine as well, supportive without overpowering their performances. What didn't land for me was the style of swimsuits, because the print felt a bit distracting against the white lining. And I personally preferred talaga the sleek white ones at the start, because some girls also came across a little too magalaw in their movements. Yeah, which slightly took away from the polished direction I usually expect from Miss Universe Thailand. Right? And now we go to my next lesson, which is, let's go fashion mode naman for this lesson. Bustiers always are the new capes of MUT, as the styling has always been on point. Because let's now talk about the fashion in Miss Universe Thailand. If the 2010s I noticed were defined by the drama of cape gowns, the 2020s seem to be shaping up as the era of intricate bustiers, where structure and detail take center stage. Yup, if 2015 gave us the rise of the capes, as I've said, 2025 officially belongs to the bustier. Sharp, architectural, and often heavily embellished, every piece told its own story. So expect to see this style-led brand to dominate Pinterest boards and influence Miss Universe delegates come November. And if there's one thing consistent about Miss Universe Thailand talaga, it's always the runway showcase of Thailand's best in fashion and styling. That night did not disappoint. Prao was an apparition of beauty talaga. The red to gold bustier gown was really striking and framed her face beautifully. It gave me some sort of a lava gown, but totally different. She was really on fire. And then Phuket came up next. For me, she was really radiating with the Latina allure. Like the orange corseted gown accentuated her swell frame and tiny waist. An absolute masterpiece. Tapos her smile was really a cherry on top. And then came Vina. Vina stepped out in a gown that may have divided opinions, but the styling was really impeccable. Like the sleek straight hair really balanced the look perfectly, allowing her glow to shine too. So I really love her gown here. Amandine also dazzled us in her crystallized nude gown. While perhaps not the most avant-garde choice, her face card carried the look effortlessly. Tapos her twirl at center stage and youthful smile really elevated the overall elegance. So now we go to my next lesson, which is connected with my number 4 fashion observation, and it's that the beauty playbook of Miss Universe Thailand is really the best. This year Thailand moved away from the ultra glittery pageant era of glam, because I noticed the looks were feline and siren-like na mala Sophia Loren and Kim Kardashian, na lids were smoky and elongated the eyes, lashes were wispy, lips were kept muted in nude velvety shades, replacing the gloss and rosy pinks of past seasons. So the overall effect was sophisticated, mature, and deadly elegant. Na a beauty direction that whispers sensual luxury instead of glamour. Kasi di ba ang uso sa Miss Universe Thailand palagi noon for so long ay yung fresh-freshan lang ang itsura during finals night, employing that skin makeup. Pero ngayon, napansin ko sa Miss Universe Thailand Finals Night, very sultry ang datingan ng mga makeup ng mga girls nila this year. So wow, this is a welcome refreshing change that I didn't expect to see during the finals night. And now we go to my last lesson, which is for a candidate to do well in pre-pageant activities and preliminary competition, or even when the whole competition, or even before the whole competition begins. Because if you think about Venus' win last Saturday night, it's not only that she glowed or possessed that winning glow in the finals night, she won because of her consistency all throughout the pageant. Because the moment that she signed up for Miss Universe Thailand for the 4th time this year, she did not leave anything to chance, but instead worked as hard as she could to be the next Miss Universe Thailand winner. Because napansin nyo naman, diba? As early as December or January, she immediately started doing her pasarela training, coming from a Christmas vacation. And even if she did not know that MUT would change ownership eventually, she already buckled down to work and assembled her fan base about needing its help again once MUT begins. So, makita nyo naman, she became visible again by attending numerous charity work. And by March, she was already being tapped by Boss Nawa to harness her marketability through these numerous TikTok live selling for his products and making her earn commissions from it at the same time, which definitely augments her expenses for her new Miss Universe Thailand campaign. So by the time that she was already competing for her provincial pageant Miss Saraburi or Miss Universe Saraburi, she has already shown Boss Nawat how powerful and commercially viable she is as a contestant. So when she was already competing in Miss Universe Thailand, nitong August or July already, she already made sure that she was the most sought after, if not the most popular delegate in that pageant. And in an era where you have to think of pageantry from a business standpoint, this really makes sense. Of course, Veena is no perfect person as well, but what I like about her candidacy here in Miss Universe Thailand this year is she was very relaxed and did not mind the pressure of the competition. Kahit na, she was facing stiff competition from a lot of other frontrunners as well. Because she studied herself, made sure she focused on herself, made sure she looked and sounded and spoke Thai enough, a criticism that she has always gotten from the very beginning, to resonate to her fan base and win new fans along the way. And these fans did not mind spending so much for her during the numerous TikTok live selling activities. And nagulat ako, meron din siyang pa-food truck with them. And now what? Saw all of this from the very beginning. Hence, we were just waiting for Vina to get coronated. Because all she had to do was perform, just like how she looked like a goddess during the preliminary competition. She knew this was her competition to lose. So what she did talaga, so she really did everything she could, because there was no formula to copy or emulate, knowing she was joining Boss Nawat's inaugural Miss Universe Thailand pageant. So in a way, she was setting the direction of Nawat's pageant, making sure that all eyes were on her, especially during the preliminary competition. And just like how I have been telling it to you guys in my previous MGI commentaries here on my channel, dapat palang you perform all out with your pasabogs as early as prelims, because Boss Nawat is really paying attention and carefully picking his top 10 or top 5 winners already. And Vina did exactly just that. Perform on or off stage during the competition. Do well as early as January, months ahead, to execute the vision that no one else was seeing that time except her. Of course, Vina did not reach this kind of high status had it not been from her previews for race in pageantry. Because if she was looking formidable on her fourth try, it was the summation of her learnings, I reckon, from her previous pageant experiences. Nothing more, nothing less. You only get better in time. So to all the ladies out there planning to join Miss Universe Thailand in the near future, learn from Vina's example on her fourth try, that you not just work on your pasarela training and makeup skills and styling for prelims and finals, but your star power as well. You also have to do the work even before the competition begins.